Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jampack Report today for March the 27th of 2020. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and this is a daily gaming news podcast meant to bring you the hottest news you need to know from around the industry, hosted on YouTube and podcast platforms around the world 5 days a week. This is your one-stop shop for all of the hottest gaming news that you need to know. And today we have more information about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. At least when it comes to the campaign, because a new update to Modern Warfare is revealing that the game could come much sooner than we might think. Then we'll talk about more GameStop store closures, Capcom delaying Resident Evil Resistance betas, and games done quick tackling the coronavirus. We have a jam-packed show today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's top gaming news. First off, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered leaked, seemingly coming soon. Today's big Call of Duty Modern Warfare update evidently brought us more than we bargained for. Though the update does not introduce too many new additions, it did deploy a lot of content behind the scenes. Some of this is intended for Season 3, future store updates, and the like. The biggest discovery, however, comes by way of Reddit user Sensekayo, who datamined a number of details pertaining to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. In-game files point to an ad for Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered that we are all going to be seeing in-game. They also contain some stylized banners as well as the updated cover art for the game, as seen in the Imgur gallery, which they have linked in the VG247 article. The campaign comes with the Underwater Demo Team Classic Ghost bundle, which includes the Classic Ghost skin, an M4A1 blueprint, another for the M1911, and a few other cosmetic items. The files don't list the price of Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered or the release date. We also do not know if the remaster will only be available through Modern Warfare, similar to how Modern Warfare Remastered was locked to Infinite Warfare for a time. In fact, these assets were packaged in today's updates, however, indicates that we are getting very close to an official reveal and subsequent release of Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. All of this could potentially kick off with Season 3, which starts in a little over a week. Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered was first leaked in a 2018 retailer listing, then last year when Peggy accidentally posted an official rating. It popped up yet again earlier this month when the Korean rating board rated it, and Activision has yet to officially announce Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. Whoever wrote this article, Sheriff Saeed on VG247, my dude, you gotta proofread. You gotta really, because I don't know what Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered is, and they also saw it last year when Peggy accidentally posted an official rating last year. Come on, my man. But all of the writing aside, the content is there. It looks like Modern Warfare 2 is not going to be packaged in with the next Call of Duty, but in fact will be rolling out over the course of the next couple of months. It could even be as soon as a week out from now, which would be mind-blowing to me, because for me, Modern Warfare 2 contains a lot of nostalgia. A lot of good memories are packed into that game, and so you would think that Activision would want to capitalize on that. You would think that they would be going after that hardcore fan base that would buy next year's Call of Duty with Modern Warfare 2 bundled in with it, even if the next Call of Duty doesn't look that great. But I will say this is something that is incredibly gamer-friendly. This is something that is definitely catering to the fan base, and I think that is exactly what Activision is wanting to do here. Because for the first time in many, many years, the general vibe around Modern Warfare has been overwhelmingly positive. Don't get me wrong, people enjoy Call of Duty games every year, but Modern Warfare has seen a bit of a resurgence when it comes to just general positivity surrounding the game, the balance. On top of that, Warzone has gone down very well, and additionally, you do have that free DLC. Now, I do not anticipate that Modern Warfare 2's campaign is going to be free, especially if it is bundled in with Modern Warfare, but I said on Twitter earlier today I would gladly pay, I think I said on Twitter $30 to $40, I think I'm going to revise that and say $20 to $30 to get a remastered version of Modern Warfare 2's campaign, especially if it came with a couple of in-game goodies for Modern Warfare. But regardless, Season 3 kicks off in just a little over a week, so I'm excited to see what the next bunch of Modern Warfare content does bring. Of course, a big update today added a brand new 6v6 map that I plan on diving into later on tonight, but we will see just how that goes down. However, it looks like Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered is legit, and it's coming out soon. TM. However, Season 3 is coming soon to Modern Warfare, and some leaks have come about. Backlot and Village remakes, SKS and Renetti, and more. Today's Call of Duty Modern Warfare game update has been datamined to reveal some of the content planned for release during the game's Season 3 of content. This is how we found out about Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered and Warzone duos, but there is still plenty more for players who want to stick to traditional multiplayer. Backlot, the classic Call of Duty 4 map, which also made a return in Modern Warfare Remastered, is being remade for Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 3's Village is also coming in Season 3. Files were both dug up on Reddit. Season 3 is bringing two new weapons to the game in the SKS Sniper and the Renetti pistol. Alex and Ronan are seemingly the names of two new operators due to arrive in the same season. Season 2 ends April 7th, which is also when Season 3 will arrive, judging by how Infinity Ward handled the game's two other season launches. So, of course, the big story here, you do get Backlot, which of course is a legendary Call of Duty map. It's one that really does stand out as one of the best maps in Call of Duty 4. And some people love it, some people hate it. Personally, I'm a pretty big fan of it. Now, when it comes to Village in Modern Warfare 3, that's not really my expertise. I never did play much of the DLC for Modern Warfare 3. I was more of the base game kind of guy. But hey, I'll trust you and their opinion on the game. So if you're looking forward to Season 3, it could entail Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, and it looks like it is going to be bringing back some fan favorite maps and a couple of new weapons for you to try out in your next rounds, on top of Warzone editions as well. But GameStop, we have an update, is set to close 300 more stores this year. The news arrived in an earnings call conducted by the company, which shed light on GameStop's financial situation. It was revealed that the company plans to meet or exceed the number of closures that occurred in previous fiscal years, which saw 321 shops close their doors. The retailer currently has 5,500 operational stores across the United States. In the earnings call, the company touched on the huge financial uncertainty caused by the ongoing pandemic, but noted that the COVID-19 crisis has led to a 2% increase in sales in recent months. GameStop turned a profit in the fourth quarter and saw a decrease in its net loss for the full fiscal year from $673 million to $470.9 million this year. The earnings call also mentioned Game Informer, GameStop's media outlet that suffered layoffs in 2019. GameStop plans to build value in the brand through interactive digital media, but the retailer did not go any further into detail about their plans. In other GameStop news, the company decided to close its doors in accordance with the CDC guidelines after coming under fire for deeming its outlets as essential business and keeping the doors open during the COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, we talked about that deeply on previous episodes of the show. So a couple of points to break down here. First and foremost, GameStop closing stores is no surprise to anybody, but I will say I don't think things are as dire as you might expect. Of course, again, a decrease in its net loss for the full fiscal year from over $200 million. That's something that's worth talking about. That's definitely a movement in the right direction. You do that a couple of more times and you might actually be coming out in the black, which would be pretty impressive. Additionally, I think that 300 stores is pretty conservative considering that the entire organization is about to go bankrupt if they continue in the way that they are right now, if they haven't already. It's so hard to keep up with all of the movement going on with GameStop in today's day and age. But Game Informer, I think it's interesting they are still dedicated to that brand. And I think that out of all of the gaming outlets, IGN, obviously, the site that we're reading off of, is probably one of the most powerful. But on top of that, I think it's worth mentioning that Game Informer has been around for a very, very long time. One of my favorite things about Instagram these days is the Game Informer Instagram. Not always as active as you might expect, but they often post old covers, and it takes me right back to 2002, 2003, whenever I'm reading these things as a very young kid. And it really is somewhat of a fantastic memory. I love Game Informer, and I think that they could really bring back the brand if they handle it appropriately and mix in some of the interactive digital media that you see in today's day and age with a ton of online content creators. So some collaboration, some getting into that mix, and to really establish your brand as part of the modern conversation will definitely go a long way. But right now, GameStop still set to close more than 300 stores later on in 2020. Capcom has delayed Resident Evil Resistance PS4 and Steam betas, but the Xbox One version of the beta is unaffected and starts today. The remake of Resident Evil 3 will be out in just a few weeks, but Capcom wanted to give eager gamers a chance to play Resident Evil Resistance, a multiplayer game that comes with RE3, a bit early. The publisher had planned an opening on opening a public beta today on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One, but only the latter has launched on time, as the company announced that technical issues have caused delays for the Steam and PS4 versions. Capcom did not mention exactly what those problems are or how long it expects that delay to last. Only 14 days remain until the launch of both titles, so hopefully the beta will be available shortly. Otherwise, the sneak peek would be rather pointless. Resident Evil Resistance plots 4 survivors against an evil mastermind, and the player who takes on the role of the mastermind can set traps and unleash monsters against the survivors, who have to use their wits to escape. Capcom said in a tweet, quote, "Due to technical issues, there is a delay for the Resident Evil Resistance open beta on PlayStation 4 and Steam. The Xbox One version is unaffected and is available. We are working to resolve the issue as soon as we can and will keep you updated. Apologies for the inconvenience." While this could be disappointing for Resident Evil diehards, the fact that the full game's release is imminent should be a consolation. Plus, the demo of Resident Evil 3 is available for anyone who really needs a scratch on that survival horror itch. So this is disappointing for a lot of people. Of course, I have an Xbox One, so I could play the game if I wanted to. Right now, knees deep in Doom, really enjoying Doom Eternal, so I probably won't be diving into Resistance today. But I will admit that I think this would be more disappointing if this was an actual paid-for $60 title. Keep in mind, this is a game that originally people thought was going to be a full separate release, but as it turns out is bundled in with RE3's remake, so it really doesn't make that much of a difference, because a lot of people are going to be buying the remake anyway, so you get Resistance for free, you might as well give it a shot. But if you do want to play the game, again, it's out right now on Xbox One in a beta format, or you can wait for a couple of weeks and get the full retail release whenever you buy Resident Evil 3. But in a couple of weeks, another big event is going to be going down. Games Done Quick is tackling Corona relief in April. As everyone comes together but stays appropriately far apart to help solve the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, the speedrunning community is taking steps to contribute in the only way they know how, by beating video games extremely quickly. Games Done Quick has announced an emergency charity event called Corona Relief Done Quick, and it will be an online-only event that takes place the weekend of April 17th through 19th. All donations will go to Direct Relief, and the page details all of Direct Relief's coronavirus efforts. Unfortunately and inevitably, Summer Games Done Quick has been postponed. It was scheduled for the week of June 21st, being held in Bloomington, Minnesota, as always. However, it has been pushed back to August 16th, and hopefully we're out of the woods by then. Consider for a moment the tremendous potential of Corona Relief Done Quick, a charitable organization that reliably raises a ton of money, but this time for an issue that affects everyone, including people who will be donating. Oh, and it's also being held at a time when no one is allowed to do much more than sit at home and watch Twitch. Corona Relief Done Quick is going to be a godsend for a lot of folks who are bored out of their skull, and we can only hope the donation total accurately reflects that. So if you do want to chip in, of course, you can head over to the official coronavirus page on, of course, Games Done Quick, and I will head there now so you guys can see exactly what we are talking about. But this is very cool. I'm glad to see that this is something that is happening, and you can support the cause if you did want to dive in and check out the full stream whenever they begin to do their marathoning. So all things considered, I'm glad to see this is happening, and I think that really this is going to be a big help. And it's always good to see gaming do good. So again, if you do want to actually check out the streams, it's going to be happening April 17th through the 19th, and you can head to GamesDoneQuick.com and get the full rundown on all of the information, along with a direct link to Direct Relief and how they are helping the coronavirus pandemic. But with that being said, that rounds out today's episode of the Jampack Report. If you enjoyed this one, drop me a like down below and let me know what you think about today's news. Are you going to be picking up Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered? Have you been enjoying Modern Warfare? What do you think about Doom Eternal? Because let me tell you, I'm enjoying it, and that wasn't in today's news, but I can't stop thinking about it. But until Monday for a brand new episode of the Jampack Report, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you soon, and stay happy, stay healthy, and play those video games. Peace.